Ladies, don't let him smash. You heard me right. Don't let him smash that coochie. I know the men that will come across this content will get pretty much upset about this, but they know whatever I'm about to spill right here is the gospel truth. So listen to me. I'm sure we've all been there. We've done that. And we know that we as women, we fall in love so quickly, but men needn't take time to develop feelings for women. So let's be honest. Have you noticed a pattern of, maybe sleeping with a man on the first date, maybe second date or third date, and then you regret it because he just stops texting or calling you or showing you affection? Why do you think they do this? Have you thought about how this man disturb the hell out of you when you don't give in to their sexual pleas or their sexual advances, even when the chemistry is killing you and you know you should smash this guy no matter what, but you don't? And in this stage, they keep up with the chase, doing the right thing, responding to you, picking up your calls at the first ring. This man are wired crazy, honestly. However, the good news is that unless he's some sort of low-value man who sleeps with women for sport, a man will not lose interest solely because you slept with him too soon. But the fact remains that more time than not, men lose steam when they hit it too soon. No cap. And those who hold out long enough can get to flip the script. But please still keep in mind that some men can be crazy enough to wait it out to smash that coochie and boom, leave you right after. Some men are crazy. But whatever happens at the end of the day, my ladies in this house, you need to realize that you do not break down or show emotions, okay? We do not break down. We do not show emotion. We stay strong and move on without looking for closure. You leave and learn. Now, listen, you've got to understand that holding out for a reasonable length of time makes the man want you more, because men are innately competitive. They love a challenge and they love the chase. And this is that intoxicating time before sexual involvement. The chase sort of intrigues, excites, and motivates a man to pursue you. Some of the men here would say, oh, don't listen to this nonsense. If you play this game, he will look elsewhere. Good. Who wants to be with a man who doesn't know how to control his sexual urges or his third leg and build a real friendship, get to properly court a woman without having to have sex first? I think men of the 60s should tutor men of nowadays, because relationship is just an avenue for them to stick their sausages in the available holes, all in the name of dating in just 1 week of getting acquainted. Who does that? That's why relationships are not strong, they're not tangible, they're not built on solid foundations. Aren't we tired yet? Doing the same thing and hoping to get different results. Listen up. Believe me when I say that men want what they think they can't have, but also know that some men want to sleep with you to gratify their masculinity, their ego. And a man who pressures you for sex has had many conquests. And if you sleep with him, you will be his next number added to his list of conquests, of those that he has conquered. So the chase is when a man subconsciously forms his initial emotional attachment for you. But if you cave in for sex too soon, he may lose his original interest in you, and then the motivation for his chase will disappear. So hold out, ladies. Hold the fuck out on this man, all right? We've made it too easy for this man, and so they take it for granted. Women have made sex so easy. That's why when a woman says she isn't ready to have sex in this relationship, he sees it as a problem and then bolts to the readily available woman next door. Don't cower, don't bend, don't break. These are just tactics. These are just ways that some men use to make you feel like you have a problem. And at the end of the day, when sex is all said and done, they have nothing tangible to offer in terms of value. So holding out makes you look like relationship material to men. To who? To real men. To real men. Men with integrity, men with purpose, men who are focus-minded. See, when it comes to sleeping with a guy, the quantity of dates is an arbitrary measure of the state of your relationship. What matters is the quality of time that you spend together. See, you've got to realize that a girl who sleeps with a guy on a first date after an evening of intense, meaningful conversation that fosters a bond is much more likely to have a lasting relationship than a girl who sleeps with a guy she hasn't, really formed a connection with on the 5th day. So ask any reasonable guy out there. They will tell you that there is just something about a woman who makes a man to wait. There is just something, all right? In the beginning, a man wants to get you between the sheets. They can't help it. They're genetically wired to reproduce as long as they're attracted to you physically. A new guy will always try to persuade you to sleep with him. But secretly, he's hoping that you would resist his seduction. Because if you don't, in his eyes, your beauty, your allure, your attractiveness diminishes. If you make him wait for intimacy with you and he truly likes you, his focus will definitely shift from wanting to score it with you to wanting to win your heart. That's when a man begins to fall in love, and he will work passionately to secure you for his very own. All right? Because honestly, casual sex creates feelings of self-doubt and regret. At the end of the day, you start to regret, why did you even do that? Especially when he is no longer that Mr. Nice guy that caught your attention. We are modern women, and we don't prescribe to sexual double standards, where a woman who sleeps around is, a sleazy slut, but a man is considered a red-blooded stud when he sleeps around. But nevertheless, most of the women that I know are profoundly affected when they give themselves sexually to a man. So listen up again. When you have sex with a man, even if it's making out, my dear, you think you're just giving your body to the man. That's a lie. Because it's really your soul that you're sharing with that man. Why do you think that after having sex with him, you start to get connected? You start to have that feeling of love for this man. You start to see him differently. You start to want to, you're now eager to hear from him. You want to see him. You want him to do the right things, checking up on you and all of that stuff. And when he doesn't do that, you get pretty much offended by it. It's because your soul has been entwined with him in the process of either making out or making love. Do you get what I mean? So it's a deep connection that a lot of people don't know. I just think that women who just move on and don't really care whether they've slept with you first date or last date, they are women who have learned the art of detachment. They sleep with you and the next day they numb their feelings. They really do not care if you're the best stud in bed. They numb their feelings and move on. All right? Those are the women that can actually sleep first date and bloody don't care whether you call back or you don't. But for women like me, no. We have to really be certain that this guy is into us, and because we're emotional beings. Do you get what I mean? We will crash. We will definitely crash. I can't play. That's why I don't play games. I don't play games. So if you want to experience love, if you want to experience acceptance and intimacy with a man, the chase is your golden opportunity to feel wanted, to feel desired and valued by a man. If you want to believe that that new man will remain committed to your relationship, especially after you've had sex with him, then the best time to develop trust for him and know that he is on the same page with you in the relationship is prior to sex involvement. If you succumb to your man's seduction before, he has had time to really develop feelings for you, to really get to know you, he may pull away because he's afraid that you're expecting his commitment. And when your fragile relationship starts to disintegrate, you feel deceived, you feel devalued, and you start to feel resentful towards him. So if you're that sort of woman, then you have to hold out sex. More so, holding out will help you protect you from heartbreak. Because when you sleep with a man, there is a relationship power shift, whether you know it or not. Let me explain. Look at it. Before you sleep with him, right, you are, whether you know it or not, you are in control of that relationship. And he will work hard to win your favor if he really likes you. You are in the driver's seat. You're the one driving the relationship. Your new man takes you to dinner. He sends you flowers. He sends texts and he calls you frequently and he surprises you with gifts. after you sleep with him, the power shifts to him. Suddenly, you want him, you need him, and your relationship expectations just kicks in. So if you sleep with him on the first date, you start to worry. Are you supposed to sleep with him on the second date? You're afraid if you do, he will definitely think that you'll lose. Or if you don't, your worries will be that he may think that you're a tease or you're not just into him. And so if he's not emotionally invested in you, the odds are that, his pursuit would definitely fade or cease. Which brings us to the underlying problem. When you repeatedly sleep with a man before he's emotionally invested, the man is not the problem, regardless of his shortcomings, right? The problem lies within your low self-esteem, your unwillingness to hold out for a man who would love, respect, and commit to you regardless. And the only way that you could still remain in the driver's seat is when you still hold out and you don't care if they come back after you had, a blooming sexual encounter with them. You do not chase. You stay put in your zone, in your domain. They come to you, you don't go to them. Because the fact is that they always think they've won after smashing you, and they know that you will be vulnerable and needy. But when they see that you ain't doing what most women are accustomed to doing, they start to have a rethink, and they start to check in to see if they still have that hold on you, or if you actually did like them in the first place. So ladies, we've got to realize that when sex comes before the real emotional connection has been established, it's hard to rewind the clock. The right time to sleep with a guy is when he has shown a level of investment in you, period. If there's no level of investment, there is no laying down and spreading the coochie, all right? This is assuming that you want a relationship with him. If you want a friend with benefits type of relationship or a steady booty call, then sleep with him whenever you want. Just be safe. And this doesn't necessarily mean that he calls you his girlfriend or has said that he loves you. It means you both are able to drop your mask and be real when you're together. It means that he shares things with you that he doesn't share with other people in his life, and vice versa. It means that he cares about you and respects you as a person. Now, as a woman, we've been told all our lives that we need to make a guy wait for sex, like it's some bargaining chip to dangle in front of him in order to get what we want out of him. Now, we all get where this idea is coming from, and there is a grain of truth in there. Now, most women take it to mean that the longer she holds out on having sex with him, the more he will chase her and the more invested he will be. Maybe this can work, but usually it doesn't. And you know what? The guy will see right through what you're trying to pull. The issue isn't how long you wait. A guy who really likes you won't hold it against you if you sleep with him early on, okay? The issue is that men don't value what they perceive is readily and easily available to all other men. So when you sleep with a guy before you really get to know him, it's easy for him to assume that any other guy could have done it, and any other guy could be doing it. So when you sleep with him after getting to know him, he believes that you slept with him because of how amazing he is, and that you wouldn't have given in so easily if it were any other guy. You see the distinction? So now step up the game and make sure that if at all you're giving in to him, you're well aware of the consequences and you're well prepared to not shake or be emotionally needy if it goes south. I believe that when women learn to be more emotionally strong, we will have better understanding and know when to stay or walk away from situations that we do not like, that do not benefit our purpose, without making any fuss about it. I see women fight over men. Nah, emotionally strong women are never caught pants down doing such a thing. They weigh the emotional investment that they get from the relationship, from the man, and see if the man is worth their time. And if he is not, they quietly state their boundaries and honorably leave whether they've slept with this guy or not. If he wants you, he knows what to do to get to you. Okay? So don't dare allow any man smash that pussy. And that's on period. That's some period, girls. All right? Let them suck all they want. Let them hate. Let them hate. They're definitely going to hate on this video, but let them hate because they know it's the truth. Don't let them smash that say, okay? Until I come your way again, do have a swell time and raise your head up high. Square your shoulders. You are that girl and more.